Tony Soprano's house. The driveway. This is the way he walked down in his bathrobe to fetch the paper and do other things. It's at 14 Aspen Place in North Caldwell, New Jersey. Apparently I didn't know this. He had a guest house or something. And we're on a dead-end street here. It's a little cul-de-sac, it's a dead-end street. And down the street is, further down the street, there's Silvio's house, there's Davey Scatino's house. I'll show it to you in a few minutes. This is the house of Silvio Dante from The Sopranos. I'm at 4 Aspen Place. And actually, I don't know if they had that in the show, but they're actually close neighbors of Tony Soprano. At the end of this block, you make a right-hand turn with dead end, and it's 14. And that's the house of Tony Soprano. So it's very close to each other. And if you see that street sign down the street there, we're gonna make a right into that. We're gonna see another house from the Soprano that belonged to Davey Scatino, the guy they busted out for the sporting goods store when he lost $45,000 in a card game. That's the mailbox. Got a long walk to the mailbox. Standing on the intersection of Vale Place and Aspen Drive in North Caldwell, New Jersey, visiting some Sopranos houses. This is the corner house of 1 Vale Place. It belonged to the character Davey Scatino of Ramsey's Sports and Outdoor, who lost $45,000 in a poker game and was forced to have his store busted out. This is the corner. The main entrance is actually on the Aspen side of the street. And you may remember this driveway in particular. This is the driveway where Davey confiscated his son's car because apparently he was driving off-road, which he wasn't supposed to do. But it was really he settled his father's gambling debt. So these are the garage. There's the steps to the house. Right around the corner here, we're gonna see the Tony Soprano house. It's right down the street. And I'm just gonna walk right up to it. Not that house, that's 16 Aspen. But the house right here. This house right here, past this car. So that's 14 Aspen Drive. And this is the Tony Soprano house. This is the long driveway where you would often walk down in his... Okay, we're in North Caldwell, New Jersey, in front of the Tony Soprano house. I want to show you just how close we are to 4 different Soprano houses. I'm sitting here on, what's in this street? Aspen Drive. This is 14 Aspen Drive. This is the Tony Soprano house. This is the long driveway, remember? Or Tony would fetch his paper every day. So now we're going to go over here. Just make a left out of here. And right here, we're still on the Aspen Drive, but this is the Davey Scatino house. This is where the owner of Ramsey Sports and Outdoors got indebted to Tony over $45,000 in a card game. And the driveway, we took away his son's Jeep because apparently he was driving off-road when he wasn't supposed to. But it was really to settle his father's gambling debts. Up here, we're gonna go... This is really, when you look at it, it's the backyard. This is the house of Tony's neighbor, the Cusumanos. All right, and we're on Vale Drive now. Not sure what the number is. I think this is 4 Vale Drive. That's the Cusumano house. And that's where the doctor who was ex-hired. So there we are. We're at the Cusumano house, as I explained earlier. Now we're going to make a U-turn around Vale. This is another cul-de-sac. And we're going to go around. We're going to make a left-hand turn. We're going to see Silvio Dante's house. And this is the house that belonged to mobster Silvio Dante. This is 4 Aspen Drive. So basically you have 4 Soprano properties within almost the same block. We're at the house of Johnny Sack of the Sopranos. It's 31 foot. It's about a mile away from the Tony Soprano house. And the other 4 houses I showed you on the block. 31 Fox Run in Caldwell. I am sitting here at 21 Ferndale Road in North Caldwell. This is the home of Mickey Palmice, the mobster from The Sopranos. You may remember this house best as the house he comes out of when he goes for a morning jog, only to be followed from this road by Paulie and Christopher, who are about to execute him for killing a member of Christopher's crew named Brendan Filone. So right now I'm going to take you to the creek where I believe he was killed. So there's the house. He comes out. He makes a right out of the driveway. He jogs down this street. Paulie and Christopher following right behind him. He knows it. He starts to speed up. And then eventually he detects that they're following him, and then he makes a beeline for this creek. And apparently he goes somewhere along this line. He comes down here, and he falls into probably this creek, and one way he's shot by Paulie. This is where all the poison ivy was, and he died right around here. So Mickey Palmice's final jog out of that house I just showed you, 21 Ferndale. He's jogging down the street. He's about to make the right-hand turn here. Paulie and Christopher driving right behind him. They're about to execute him. So at some point jogging down this road, he notices what's behind him. He makes a beeline into this bush area. At the time, there's so much poison ivy over here, so I'm not going to try to go into it myself. But you can see this guardrail. And right down that guardrail, he jumped down, and you're going to see a creek in this. You're going to see a little pond there right in a minute. And there he is. He jogs down that little embankment. He falls back first into this pond. Paulie and Christopher catch up to him. And they say, "Hey, you shot my friend Brendan naked in that tub. No chance to run." No, please, it was Junior. He hated that kid. Yeah, Mr. Magoo. And then he proceeded to get shot multiple times in this little pond. And there's a lot of poison ivy up here because Paul got hit with it really good, even though he was well dressed in a jogging suit. But that was the end of Mickey Palmice. And look, no one witnesses. These houses are right nearby. Nobody saw a thing. Mickey Palmice, did I say Palmice? And there's the creek where Mickey Palmice died. We are at 45 Kearney Avenue in Kearney, New Jersey. You might recognize this building as Richie Aprile's office, where he conducted his operations for the mafia, for the Tony Soprano family. So this location, you might best remember it After Matthew Bevilacqua and his friend shot Christopher Moltisanti, Matthew ran over here to ask Richie for help and protection. And Richie, who didn't know about the shoot beforehand, but they figured that since Christopher was hitting his niece, Richie Aprile's niece, that he felt he was doing him a favor by shooting him. Well, turns out that Richie Aprile took a baseball bat and started running him around here because he didn't want to be responsible for what happened. So he chased him down here, chased him down the street here. And he's like, "You gotta hide me." "Who told you to do that?" And then he turned the corner. You don't see him turn the corner, but he turned the corner down here. Richie throws the baseball bat at him, and Matthew continues to run down the street. 45 Kearney Avenue, Kearney, New Jersey. This is Richie Aprile's office. We're sitting on the corner of Woodland and Kearney Avenues. This is his office where he conducted his mob work for Tony Soprano. I believe this might have been a bar or a pool hall of some kind, but you may remember this building. Matthew Bevilacqua, after him and his partner shot his Christopher Moltisanti. Came in here asking for help to be hidden because he knew that he could be in grave danger if the higher bosses found out what he had done. But he said he did it because he hit Richie's niece, which was Adriana Lacerva. But Richie didn't ask for the hit, nor was he aware of it beforehand, and he certainly didn't approve of the hit once it happened. So Matthew wound up running out of the bar, and Richie chased him with a baseball bat, and he ran down this street. And he's running back and saying, "Hey, Richie, you got to help me." And he's like, "I help you." He's grabbing a baseball bat. They go around this corner here, and Richie throws a baseball bat down at Christopher. He's running down the street. Matthew's running down the street in a blue jumpsuit, or jogging suit, and he throws a bat at him, and then he just turns around and goes back to his shop. And you can see the scene. This is the bar. This is the hideout. This is the Chinese restaurant that's still here today. And before that, right after that, you'll see a Dodge sign. There's no Dodge dealership there anymore. It's now a supermarket. But there's still a Chinese restaurant. The sign is it is identical actually. And what used to be a Dodge dealership is now a supermarket. And this is, we're going back to his office. It's a 3-story building here. 45 Kearney Avenue, Kearney, New Jersey. I don't know what's here now. I think it's just an apartment. It's just an apartment. I don't think there's anything on the bottom, is there? But anyway.